Yo, EA, bring that back.
They be all in my fit. This they be all in my fit. This they be all in my fit. 23.
Yo, it's your boy, the 10X Closer, and this is the Garage Billionaire, and I'm here with my man.
What's up? It's your boy Ralph Rush. Just checking in, hanging out.
And we just here to do what we do, baby. So what we talking about today, Ralph?
We got a couple things. We got a couple things. What was it you were telling me about earlier with the thing about the queens? I kind of want to get into that. Like that's a good topic.
Right. Did you get the
Nah, I didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
But I grasp the
concept.
Right.
Right. Nah, I mean basically what it was was obviously, well, I can't say obviously, but it was another podcast where you got this dude, it was a panel with a couple of guys and a girl, and she was basically talking about queens that, she was basically saying every woman should be called a queen.
Right.
And the dude was like, hell nah, every woman can't be called a queen because then it devalues the
actual queens.
Right. And he was like, if you out here doing unworldly shit and ass out, whatever the case may be, compared to a more self-respecting woman doing the right things,
But that kind of, it goes back to, and that's the reason I want to talk to it, because what it goes back to it is like I was telling you should respect women. Obviously, every woman should be respected, regardless of what they do, however they are. Your first interaction with a woman, at the end of the day, treat her with respect.
Right.
Now, from there, if she's a woman that you feel is a queen, has deserved that title to be a queen, that's a different. Obviously treat them with respect, but that title, to throw that title around, I think it empowers a lot of girls that necessarily aren't, to use it against you and do some damage with that. Treat her like a queen, but it's like, what are you doing really in return to get treated like a queen?
Treated like a queen. You just can't be treated like a queen by default.
Right.
And basically,
like, you have to earn it. Definitely you have to be treated with respect. That's first and foremost. But
right.
The queen is you have to earn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a queen is regal. A queen, has a lot more, I think, meaning to it if you really take it into content. Like, obviously we're all kings and queens and all that, but at the end of the day, not everyone is a.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're a king, but you could be a scumbag too. So it's like that's how you gotta look at it. So, that's why when we were talking about it earlier, I was like, I think it's a good subject, because you have to respect women, bro. You have to respect women, but that other stuff has to be earned. Like, you want to be called a king, you got to earn that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And like you say, I mean, respect is basic. Whether you out here doing what you do, it doesn't mean that, you're supposed to be disrespected, right. Obviously.
Correct. Never.
However, at the same time, my respect is going to be limited to a certain extent, depending on how you carry yourself.
Correct.
While it's not disrespect, it goes back to, talking about carrying yourself as a queen. Why would I call you a queen if you're not queen-like?
Right.
You have to be. There has to be a certain level of sophistication to be even considered.
I wouldn't even say sophistication. I would just say, like, things you do to prove, like, that this, like, you're my queen. You know what I'm saying? Because if
right.
Another thing with that is, if everyone's a queen, and you got your girl, like, how much extra are you treating your girl than you would treat every other queen? You know what I mean? If that makes any sense.
No, I get it.
You feel me? It's like she earned that. You feel me? Like, your girl earned that. She's my queen, so you do all this above and beyond stuff that she goes to work and tell her friends, oh, look what he did. Like, that's the above and beyond. You feel me? But just every single person you have an interaction with is like, you know,
A
like,
queen,
yeah,
just a queen by default.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know, it sounds all cool saying it. Like, I think right now we're you know, culture goes through, you know, different phases.
Yep.
You know, I don't know why it's looking so damn low on your record, but culture is going through, you know, different, like, well, not different phases, but, you know, going through a phase right now where, you know, it's like, yo, what's up, king and queen and this and that.
The thing is, I don't think that's necessarily a phase. That's always been around, though, if you think about it. Like, even when we were teenagers in the 90s, you know, it was all about, like, you know, 'cause I think there's more to it. It's like, you know, obviously self-respect. It's more like, you know, it's like you have to see yourself and be, and, you know, you act and all that stuff, you know. But it's been going on since the 90s. I mean, it's just been, you know, now I think it's taken a new meaning than it was before. You know what I'm saying? I feel like before it was more like Afrocentric. It was more like a, you know what I'm saying? Like a, you understand what I'm trying to get at? And especially like in the 90s where we wore the medallion, you know, like we were rocking the medallion. It was like a different meaning. Now it's like my queen is, you know, so anybody, you know what I'm saying? It's not. It doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same impact. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's been taken out of content. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's been devalued.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know?
Like, yeah, it's always been around, but, you know, it was like you said, the Afrocentric type,
right.
You know, that walks around, hey, my queen, really, and this and that.
That's really where you started to hear that phrase, and that's really where you kind of got to like imagine or embody or picture whatever the word might be of what a queen is. You know what I'm saying? But,
right.
So that's different. You know what I'm saying? Compared to how you actually treat a woman, right?
Right.
'Cause that's another thing too. You know, it's like that's a whole other thing. Or you could be my queen up and down, and then you get home, beat your wife. You know what I'm saying? So
you get home and you become fucking Ike and shit.
Ike Turner.
You know and that makes sense. And like I say, all of that shit it has to be worth something. It just can't be thrown around. Like what I was saying. Like now, it's more so just the thing to say, you know, queen, or because like before, it was a certain.
Don't get me wrong, it's way better than hey, what's up, bitch?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's way better than that. Let's keep, you know, because that's how it used to be.
Definitely.
You know, and that's kind of like the direction that I saw it going, because it went from like, again, back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, it's better than that, you know, but. Again, it's being thrown around too loosely, and it's something that I feel like you got to earn that, you know, like she's your queen. You gotta. This is why she is, you know what I mean? But
right, and I think to me, for some reason, I don't know, it just feels so gimmicky now. Yeah. And you know, it's a couple other phrases like, I mean, I get it. It's more like a term of endearment, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I just feel like it's being used too loosely. Yeah. You know, like, you know, you have the bros and you know, stuff like that. You know, so I don't know. But basically, going back to the he said,
it's one of those words, you know.
Yeah. Like calling somebody you don't know, bro. Like, hey, bro, you know, like that used to be one of the things. Like, yo, you call, like that's really your bro. Yeah. That's why you call him bro. Now it's kind of like, bro, just a thing to say. Hey, bro, what's up, bro? I just met you for the first time, bro.
What's worse is when you get like somewhere and it's a business, like, you know, you're buying something, or you're a customer somewhere. So hey, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right.
I feel like that's very unprofessional. Yeah, you trying to what's the word? It's like,
what do you mean I had to tip you? You're my bro.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I thought we was bros. I thought we're bros. Like, what do you mean I gotta pay for your services? Yeah, you just said we were bros.
As a matter of fact, it was my discount.
Right. And then the worst part about it is I hate when someone, well, let me not say I hate, but I don't necessarily like when someone of a different, more so white folks,
Right.
you know, like a white dude, it'd be like, "Hey brother," or "Hey bro."
Yeah, that's true. That is very,
You know, that's
it's
like
funny. Like I cringe when I hear a white guy say that.
yeah,
Like, damn, it just sounds so uncomfortable.
it sounds uncomfortable because it sounds like you're trying to relate too much. It's like,
brother.
I'm not
Say
your bro. I'm not your brother. Not that I can't be.
No, we are. We
but
all are.
We all are.
But,
But I don't know you.
Yeah, it's just it's out of content.
It's out of
It's almost out of content. You know.
So, especially like you said, during like a business or formal transaction type
Hey,
thing,
brother.
like
I feel
just
like that's what you call like that's what they would say at the Klan meeting. Like,
right.
you know, like, hold on, man.
Like, I don't know you that well. Like, you know, if you were a white dude and you my homeboy, yo, bro, then we bros for real.
Hey, I know a lot of cool white boys. You know, they're cool. You know, but after that, it's like, hey, bro, whatever. But to an extent, and there's certain things that you know, obviously you're not comfortable around. And then I feel like today nowadays people aren't gonna be stupid enough to say something purposely, you know, that they know that they're not supposed to be saying, but. I feel like a lot of words are thrown loose, you know. Yeah,
people are very comfortable nowadays, but you'll be amazed, man. You'll be amazed the type of shit that goes on. Like, speaking of that shit, like you said, you don't think, what was it? You said you don't think people would what
like
was that?
Just loosely use it around, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's like I feel like it's still a weaponized word. You feel me?
Right.
If it's used in a particular content, right?
Right. It definitely depends
and again, shouldn't be said. No one should say it. But we're talking about particularly about white people, right? And it's just like I said, they get to a level where it's like comfortable, right? You understand? Like there's a comfort with you know, you're cool. Like whatever, we're hanging out, we're having a good time.
Right.
But I've never been that cool with them that it just blurps out. You know what I'm saying? That they just blurp it out. Like they've always like as much fun as you're having, you always got that in the back of your head. I can't have this much. I can't have that much fun.
We exactly. We're not that cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we the coolest, but we not that cool.
And it could be someone you know 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it won't be something that you'll just hear them blurt out. You know
right.
It might be used, you know, when they get home or whatever around their people,
right.
their peers or whatever. But unless it's weaponized, where it's going to be like, you know, like they're trying to make you, you know, provoke you with it. You
right,
know what I mean?
right.
But to just slip like that, I'm sure that's one of those things that they have on the back of their mind, like to be like, hey, whatever. Like, I don't care how good this party is. I don't care how many shots I have. Do not say it.
Yeah,
you know. So I feel like that's where like the brother and like bro come cause that's as close as you can get to.
Yeah, I think
you know what I'm saying.
But once again, it depends on the relationship. If we really bros, then cool. But if you don't know me, I'm not your bro.
So,
you know, like if we're doing, especially if we're doing a business transaction, because I feel like almost that now you're trying to be too cool. Or you're trying to,
and it's just unprofessional. You know what I'm saying?
It's unprofessional, but it's of course in business. You know, the key thing is to build rapport.
Right.
But it's just certain things that's, you know, off limits. Like, you know, I don't want you to be like me. You don't have to be like me.
Right.
You know, you don't have to. I won't even say come down to my level. Because, you know, that's ridiculous to say. I'm trying to find the right. You don't have to. If I talk slang.
Yeah, you don't have to try to match my slang.
You don't have to try to match my
you
slang.
You can just continue to talk normal.
Talk how you talk. Yeah. I'm going to talk how I talk.
Right. I feel you what you're saying.
You know, so it's.
Yeah, I feel you saying.
You know, just keep
and that's
it
what
cool.
it is. It's like, and I think they find themselves in that. I wonder if actors doing that situation, they go back to the car and did I really say
Did I fucking say?
Did I really just
say, bro?
Yeah, like what was that? Like, oh, fuck. God damn, I'm white.
Yo, but that shit is crazy. But yeah, man, we we're in special times right now,
funny.
man.
But again, not to veer off too much from the queen thing, because real talk, again, that's something I feel like it's earned. You know, at the end of the day, like that's something, again, loosely thrown around, but it's earned. You got to earn that. You know, you just can't be, you know, oh wait, what's up, queen, and you just you know, pilled up some dude and he's tied up in a hotel room,
right,
missing his Rolex, and you're here, what's up, queen? You know, what I'm
what's
saying?
up, queen?
You know,
Yeah, you the queen of death.
You're one of them widows, black widow
Black,
spiders.
yeah, you know, and everybody can't be queens. That's just it, you know, because if everybody's royal, then where's the royalty? You know, like
The peasants.
where's the peasants? You know, there's no there's no royalty in everybody being royal. You know, but you know, yeah, that was basically one of the topics. And social media, you know, what's your take on that?
Man,
Where are we at with social media right now? Because I feel like it's a gift and a curse, a terrible curse.
terrible. Well, I mean, I think they're trying to turn it into that, because not with all of the all the changes they're trying to make. You know what I mean? To like Instagram, and you know, it is messing with people's money. You know, so I feel like it's a way to control it, because a lot of people got super paid off of the social media thing.
Super paid, super famous,
super fast. You know, you could have a product with a quick little page and a drop ship thing, and you're off to the races. You know, depending on what your niche is. You know,
right?
So I feel like someone somewhere said, hey, you guys have to figure out how to control this, because it's like it's crazy. As far as the money, I mean, I understand all the gossip and stuff on social media, but I don't see it like for that. That's entertaining. I like to see the
right,
like
but on the business side of things,
yeah, on the business side, you know, social media. If you know how to use, bro. If you know how to use, if
But
you know how
you
to
my
use,
bro.
yeah, for real. That's what I'm saying. But if you but it's one of those, and also growing up in Miami is one of those words.
yeah.
But social media, if you know how to really flex that muscle, man, you're making money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's what do they call the formulas? What are, damn, I can't believe I'm forgetting this word.
Algorithm.
The algorithms, right? You know, if you know how to mess with those algorithms and all that,
Yo,
you know, you in there.
The shit is, I'm like, fuck. And I said, yo, you know what? You know what I need to do? I need to get on LinkedIn more. Yo, if you could find someone that works in any capacity of, you know, like in the algorithm departments, because I mean, that's the key thing. And when they change it, like you could set up, everything could be working fine one way. Once they switch the out
one thing on the algorithm, that's
and then your whole everything and that's the crazy part about, you know, building and sustaining something on social media. Like right now, they're taking away the likes.
Yep.
You know, and you know they tried to use the what's the word I'm looking for? They try to make it seem like, well, we're taking off the likes because we're concerned about, you know, online bullying and shit like that or whatever. I guess, you know, because you really do have motherfuckers out there, they will do anything for likes. And if they don't get X amount of likes in a certain amount of time or for a pic.
I feel like taking the likes away is like giving everybody a participation award instead of like giving, in a sense, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, who cares? Like, I mean, really, like, I mean, I know it's easy to say who cares because it really is. Who cares? But there's people that really are going hard. Like their day is over if they don't get, you know, 50 likes.
They really care. Yeah. But I find that to be bullshit as far as them taking out the likes for that purpose. If it's that particular purpose, what you need to be doing is taking out the comments. That's where bullying happens, not the likes. Because if
the likes is just showing love, well, you know what, fuck it.
Exactly. You know, and it's not saying anything. It's either you like, just because
like it or
someone like it, you don't know who. Well, technically, it's not that you didn't know who didn't like it unless you're looking for a particular person. but it's the comments that, you know, so I think that was,
where it goes down at. Yeah.
it's something more behind it. And I think it's more so.
Or they should do, I mean, I know it'd be crazy, but you almost have to censor it in a way. That's it. All you're doing is censoring it. I mean, you're starting censorship. You're opening the door to censorship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because eventually what's going to happen is you're going to post a comment. It's going to take 15, 20 minutes before it posts because somebody has to
verify the shit.
Or, you know, there are keywords that don't come up.
Actually, you know, they actually doing that right now. Like if you replying to a post.
I thought of that.
Huh? That was my idea. Yeah, y'all already did it, but I need some back pay because I thought about it. I just ain't say nothing.
Inception.
But nah, like if you, because it's happened to me a couple of times, especially with some of the shit that I see, you know, and I get on there, you know, like using curse words and shit like that. Right. And it actually gives you a warning. Do you really want to post this?
Yeah, because there's keywords that are
right,
you know,
like that. So they pick up on that, and before it auto posts, it gives you like a few seconds.
Sure?
Are you sure? Because we will shut your shit down.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
so
what's gonna happen. It's gonna just be like, you know, this is, you know, this message. Just how they have that warning, it'll be like, oh, this message contains bullying.
Right.
You know, type of thing, and that's what it has to come down to. And then if you get so many of those, get the fuck out of here anyway. You know?
Right. So I don't know what's the real. I think it's more so to do with the people that isn't paying for marketing, but they blowing up.
Yeah.
Because that shit is gonna stop. I'm not sure.
Like posting your shit on other people's comments, like like all those, you know, trying to sell shit on comments. You mean?
No. Because like with me, if I start a page, and you know I get popular and I get up to 1 million followers, what the hell do I need to pay advertising for?
Yeah, you just post your shit on your thing. And
I post, so I feel like it has to do something with people just basically, because it's a free ride, and I feel like it's gonna stop. It's gonna stop in the sense of you could only do so much.
Too many people are making big money, bro.
Big money.
Like really big money. Like
and
it's ridiculous the amount of money that some of these cats. But I mean, don't get me wrong, they're probably spending 50, 100 grand a day on advertising, but they're making back like crazy money.
But that's the people that's spending on advertising. Now, those are your marketers. Right. Now, if they're spending that money, you know they're making.
Yeah, but the problem is if they fuck it up for one person, they're gonna have to fuck it up for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be like the guy that's spending the 50 grand a day, because there's guys out there literally spending 50, 100 grand a day to be on Facebook. You know, as soon as you think of an idea or a product, like the shit comes up on your phone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy how they do it now.
Well, they're listening.
Yeah, for sure. So you know, those guys are paying that money and they're making back, you know, crazy money every day, but they're gonna eventually be affected too if they're trying to just shut down the one guy that has, like you said, the 1.5 million followers and is, you know, he could sell his own stuff to his own people. Yeah. You know, they can shut that off real quick by just turning your page off and having you start from scratch. Like, right. Somebody controls that switch.
They do. You know? And I think sometimes they do that because, you know, you have a lot of people that, oh, you know, I lost my account at 100,000 followers, this and that. You know, it's probably some dumb shit that they,
for sure,
you know, something happened
that they could justify. Hey, start over.
Exactly. You know? And, you know, they probably nitpick at some shit or nitpick some shit and, you know, shut your shit down, but they have that power. But like I said, it has to do with, it's going to be more things coming, like even YouTube. Like they took off a lot of shit. Like you could go on YouTube and post a link and your thing, and now you can't, you know, get on AdSense, or you can't, basically you can't like post links. I think you can't like get on like AdSense, like monetize your shit until you get to like 4,000 hours like viewing and 10,000 followers and all type of crazy shit.
You have to hit criteria to start making money.
Right. And I think that's the same shit that's going to happen with Instagram.
You know now YouTube is like a record company too. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hell
like,
yeah.
You know, what's his name over? Leo Cohen's over there, so that's like its own thing.
Yo,
You know?
it's like a record company, a movie studio, dude.
So it's everything that Dame Dash has
right, all in one
on YouTube.
on YouTube. Yeah, that's a motherfucker right there. Yeah, that's just he needs a whole segment for himself.
Yeah, I told you he got arrested today, from what I heard.
For for not paying child support.
So he's up in some. What was his name? Now he's up in somebody else's jail. It's not his jail,
Right?
You know?
How you gonna be up in somebody else's jail?
You don't own that jail. Now you up in somebody else's jail. That's whack. He says whack. That's whack to me.
Make it exactly right. You know, making money for them. You not even getting paid.
Yeah, they're making $38 a day on you.
On you, about $50,000 a year just for you to be there, and you not making no money. But you Dame Dash, you're not supposed to do stuff like that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's. But when I was saying, you know, like social media and shit, I think it's a gift and a curse in the sense of, yo, that shit is really altering reality, man.
No, it really is.
It's ruining homes.
No, for sure.
It's ruining the way people think, all type of crazy shit.
You know what it is? I feel like you know how they say when you have money, it enhances who you really are.
Right.
I feel like social media in a way is like having that money. You know, like that's almost like a currency to be able to have this outreach. Because that's why people do stuff for the gram. They do, you know, want the attention. You know, this, that, whatever. Like, you know, if you're gonna give money to homeless people, you could just give money to homeless people. You don't got to record it.
But now it's production.
Yeah, now you're doing it to you know, to
for
show
the
what you're
gram.
doing. So it's for the gram. Not saying that that's the reason you're doing it, but I'm saying it turns into that. As soon as it's on the gram, it turns into that.
Whether that was the intention or not.
Yeah, unless it's like a for sure somebody just happens to catch a moment and they post it for you. Like,
exactly.
Which could also be fake, but whatever.
Right.
You know
but
what I'm saying?
you know the shit is with that is I have mixed feelings about that too. Because I get it and I also get it. You know,
like
I get both sides.
I respect it more from someone that, like, from the rip, I knew that your IG page was to sell me products, or is a business, or is something. Like, I respect that more and expect it more. You know what I'm saying? Than to just out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? Like it turns into like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just people, you know, like you were saying, to be able to monetize their page from the IG. You know, like if I already know from a fact that your page is your business, is that whatever, like I'm more likely to buy something with that, you know what I'm saying, from you than just buy this whatever they just sent me
gadget,
to promote on my page. You know what I mean?
Nah, but you know that that's definitely a thing. So I lost my train of thought.
Me too.
But that's why editing is the shit.
The magic of editing.
The magic of editing. We're gonna make this shit dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, you know, that too, and I think going back to distorting reality and relationships, dog, because, you know, I hear some shit and I see some shit where, you know, you have, you know, this is like, I guess in a relationship context,
right?
Like where you have, like, let's say for instance, your girl watching the next person doing this and doing that.
It's like,
and
now bringing it home and be like, oh, why don't we do this?
Why don't we do this and why don't we do that? Or you have the broads out here, you know, everything is for the gram, you know, everybody with nice purses, nice this, nice cars, whatever.
No money.
And no money in reality in most cases, you know, but then you go back and then now you have to kind of deal with that shit at home. And I know that shit fucks up a lot of relationships in the sense of like, yo, that shit is a distorted reality, but yet you see it so much now you believe the shit.
Well, I don't even think it's believe it. I just think it's the norm. You
What?
feel me? Like the distorted reality. I just feel like it's normal now. It's like, you know, it's like what was that movie Surrogates, where you have like this perfect version of you,
right.
You know, whatever. Like that's almost what that is, you know, and that's why they have to post everything, because it's like every little accomplishment. There's no more accomplishments for me. Like, damn, I remember the day I did this, and you know, now it's like, oh yeah, look what I, you know,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just everything is done. Like, it loses its like its value in its moment because of your, you know, so much posting, you know.
Yeah, nothing is sacred anymore, basically.
Nothing.
Just like you know, and this might just be, you know, a controversial topic right here. With like Alicia Keys.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the post she did with her son?
Nah.
How could you not, man? That shit is fucking crazy.
Because I'm not, like I said, if it's not, I'm on social media, but it's like, if it's not like I have a couple pages here and there, you know, Shade Room or like Vlad or whatever.
You would have definitely seen it on Shade Room.
Yeah, but I just, you know, I have so much of that stuff. I'm not even,
right.
You know, I'm not into like housewife. I don't, not that she's like a housewife. You know, but.
Nah, it was just. So basically, let me give you the rundown on the shit. You tell me
bath with her son or something?
How you feel it. Nah, not even. That would be normal. Maybe not. Well, he's 4 now. Maybe a little bit starting to get on the abnormal side because he's 4.
Still breastfeeding him?
I mean, shit. You still have some motherfuckers breastfeeding 8-year-olds and shit.
I don't know.
Special. I don't know. But anyway, that's another topic.
That's very weird, man.
In itself. But no, basically what she got on telling this fucking story, and that goes back to nothing is sacred anymore or intimate. It's some shit that everybody don't have to know. So basically, long story short, is she was at the nail salon with a 4-year-old son.
Right.
You know, nothing, you got to take that?
No.
Nothing is abnormal about that. You a mom, he's a 4-year-old, he can't stay home by himself. He had to ride with you. So you had the nail salon. So then she's talking about, oh, you know, my son just told me that he didn't want to get his nails painted in rainbow because of what people would think. So now that just changed the narrative to your son is at a nail salon getting his nails painted for what exactly?
Yeah, like, well, yeah.
What? That's one.
Yeah.
But 2,
that's very weird.
She positioned it like almost like a PSA type thing.
Like if
or
a 4-year-old wants to paint his nails rainbow,
it's okay. And you know, a 4-year-old boy at that, not just a 4-year-old. 4-year-old girls, obviously.
Right.
But you know, she kind of made it, you know, as you know, seem like some sort of PSA or you know, anti-bullying campaign type thing.
I think again, it's just that I told you earlier, we live in a society where everybody's soft. Everybody's sensitive now. Everybody wants to get their point across.
Right.
I mean, my mom's been a hairdresser since before I was born. So I grew up literally in a salon, like, you know, after school, do homework, whatever. And I knew that wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not here I'm not here. Nothing here. I'm just here to help, you know, if I have to sweep up, help my mom, you know, you help your mom.
Right,
I'm
right.
not here to like,
you know, this is right.
You know,
right.
I wish I can get under the fucking the dryer.
Hair dryer.
You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
know, like you know
what I'm saying? Like,
you know, you a boy.
I just knew that this is where I know where I need to go to the barbershop to get a haircut for me. And here's just a place like that.
Right. This is where my mama worked. You know, and ladies come here.
Yeah, ladies
and
come here.
I'm just here because my mama here,
exactly.
and that's all I'm here for.
But it's not like I'm looking at it like, oh, I wish.
Right.
You know, like it's not fair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because no, that's not how we, you know, nowadays it's just everything's so in your face and you start seeing it and it's in your face that, you know, I mean, it's an imbalance, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're not, and then by even a mom saying a comment like that, I understand it's your kid and whatever the case is, but you're not necessarily helping the situation.
But look, I didn't finish. It's one thing about her saying that, but it like I said, it changed the narrative of what's your point of saying what you said. Because basically what it was is that she's saying, oh, I can't believe that a 4-year-old is worried about getting judged, about getting his nails painted rainbow, and you know, like some sort of this is the type of society that we live in.
Like it was normal 20 years ago.
Like exactly, you know, like it is like a normal thing for a 4-year-old.
No, it wasn't normal.
Like it's not for a 4-year-old boy to be in a nail salon wanting to get. If my wife is at a nail salon with my son, and he's a 4-year-old, he's a kid, he don't know no better.
The biggest concern is stay your ass in your seat. Hey, sit down and let me finish.
Right.
That's usually the biggest.
First of all,
you know, the biggest concern.
Exactly.
Hey, sit your ass down
and shut up and don't touch shit.
I can't. And they're, you know, they're fucking all points because they can't do shit. You know, right. Their feet wet, their fucking hands wet, so they can't move around. So that's the biggest. But to think that now the biggest concern is that the injustice. That he would be judged, or she almost made it seem like, oh, he's so intelligent that he know that in this society, if he want to walk around with his nails painted rainbow, someone's gonna judge him. Yeah. Well, yeah, someone's gonna judge a 4-year-old boy walking around with all his nails painted rainbow. And being the fact that hey, to each his own. Everybody do what they want. Word. But I feel like it's not the situation that really bothers me to that extent. It's the fact that you had to come out and publicize it, sort of a public, announcement, public service like announcement thing. You're shaming the fact that he thinks he's gonna get bullied over it.
Over painting his nails rainbow, which how I was raised. Boys are not supposed not to say that a child. It's crazy that we have to rephrase because you have to say it so you make sure you don't get nobody upset.
But
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? It wasn't we didn't. Again, teach his own. Whoever makes you happy, be happy. Do you whatever the case is. But with little kids, you gotta let little kids be little kids, man. You can't think your kid is a fucking philosopher or he's so much smarter. No, he's a fucking kid.
He's a fucking kid.
A kid has to be a kid, and there's decisions that little kids have to make on the and they're making the decisions by the things that they're seeing and the things that they're hearing, right, and the things that they're fed, and then so it's like you might not like going back to the Queen thing, right? Again, not to go back too far, but just kind of give you an example. Going back to the Queen thing, if you got a son, right, and your son and your girl aren't together, whatever, the mother aren't together, and she's constantly at the house talking about niggas ain't shit, men are this, men are that, but then on top of that you're extra pampering this kid, you know what I'm saying, to where he's gonna grow up really thinking that of the father,
right?
My dad ain't shit, but he don't know that your mom's crazy as fuck, and
exactly, and it's her fault.
And Buddy's been trying to, he texts, hey, I want to see my kid, and she's deleting texts and blocking, and bitter, so it's like, so you know what I'm saying? It's just that constant feeding of shit. Like you're brainwashing these little kids. You're not letting them be little kids. You're giving them too much information that little kids shouldn't have to even fucking worry about processing that early. 4, 5, 6. Like, come on, man.
And even the process of that information, the reason this kid probably said something, well, first of all, our kids are exposed to too much information now anyway. We live in an information age. They have every access to get everything right there. Like they see more than we saw. They know more than we know.
No, and not only that, but they're allowed to participate a lot more than we were. Because I don't know about you, but growing up, and my dad and mom, whoever was talking, my job was to shut the fuck up, and don't even think of jumping into a fucking conversation that
You crazy
adults are having.
First of all, why are you in the room?
Yeah, like,
unless you.
Yeah. So, but now it's not like that. Now it's like, you know, you're on the phone. Yeah, fuck this, woo woo woo, talking all this shit, and your kid's literally right there on the iPad, hearing to everything that you're saying.
And they're like little computers. They're just downloading all of that information while
fuck shit, bitch.
And it's downloaded. And believe it or not, yo, like you might think you have a good, sweet child,
right?
But yo, those kids,
they just figured out how to play you.
They know not to say it in front of you, but they live in their own little world.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I watch my son. He's the sweetest boy and this and that. But when they go to school, they have their own, and that's the crazy crap. They have their own little community of people.
For sure.
The little people.
The little people community.
That's their community. And there's a lot of politics and all type of shit that goes on. Hierarchy, you know, all type of shit. That's their world.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're up here. This is our world.
Yeah.
They're here. That's their world.
Yeah,
and you would be amazed of the shit that they talk about.
Yeah.
What they know. You would be fucking amazed.
It's crazy.
You know, and not to get, you know, too far off my point with the whole Alicia Keys thing, that goes back to, it's 2 points I'm trying to make. One is I feel like they're pushing a narrative,
right?
You know, and I feel like it's Hollywood pushing a particular narrative. And two, why you couldn't keep that to yourself? Why you couldn't go home and tell Swiss? How does Swiss feel about
this? Is not public record.
Exactly. It's not public information.
And as a matter of fact, this is the type of thing. All right, real talk. Let's say this kid grows up to be the fucking coolest kid on the block. You know what I'm saying? But now the fact that your mom said that shit when you were 4 years old is like they're gonna come back and be like,
right?
Yeah, I thought you want to get your nails painted.
Yeah. So
you know
you think you're a thug now, but you used to wear rainbow painted
your mom
nails.
wanted you to get your nails painted. So
that's information you're volunteering. That since you feel like he has such a say in society. Why are you putting his business out there? Maybe he didn't want you to tell 10 million people.
If he's so enlightened and far and well spoken and read,
right? You just exposed him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You just exposed him because he know like, well, shit, I want rainbow, but I don't want nobody knowing that I have rainbow because that's what he just told you.
Yeah.
But you just exposed them, you know, trying to put out some sort of PSA anti-bullying type shit or anti-whatever, anti-sexist, anti-gay, anti-whatever the case may be.
Now it's gender.
It's gender equality and all type of shit that I do not want to get into. But it is ridiculous to me because I feel like do what you want to do, but you don't have to force it down my throat.
Side note, I just love South Park.
No homo.
I love South Park.
South Park is a fucking. What about South Park?
Oh my god, I saw like speaking of that whole gender thing. They had an episode where, you know how they have like women trying to get into male sports, so that was like the males trying to get into the women's sports,
right?
And Macho Man Randy Savage was a fucking he wanted to wrestle some woman.
Yeah,
he's like, woo! You know, he gets all. He's like, I'm gonna start. You know, fuck these people up.
Yeah,
and then how long have you been? What was they said? How long have you been identifying with this gender? He's like, I don't want to get into my whole transition. My transitional process. That's been 2 weeks.
I just seen that shit on the news. Like, all I have to do is say I identify, and I can walk into a woman's bathroom.
Yeah, so it's like that's the.
I identify.
Yeah, so it's like don't question me on my. No, it's just funny. So I just love.
Yeah. South Park is a fucking mess, dog.
But they say real shit. I just say
the real shit, and they keep it 100, uncensored. That's the funny part about this shit. And the crazy part about it, people, like you said, people are so sensitive nowadays. But South Park is like, fuck it, we gonna say what we want to say. Because at the end of the day, while it's harsh, it in most cases is true. Yeah. It's just the fact that you can't handle the truth, and whose fault is that?
You know what's crazy though? I feel like it's still like like there is definitely an agenda. Obviously, someone definitely has an agenda. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely an agenda being like a wave
and
slowly.
highly financed. I'm telling you,
Right. There's definitely an agenda coming from all angles. You know, but at the end of the day, right? Like at the end of the day, who really gives a fuck? Like, do you be happy?
that's
do
what
I'm
saying,
and still be normal, like a normal person. But to like get above. All right, so to go above and beyond and rile people up to get them to get a reaction out of people is not the same as like you know what I'm saying? Like to do it just to get a reaction doesn't have the same effect as if someone does it, you know, genuinely, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of it is just to get a reaction out of people, you know what I'm saying?
and that shit is crazy. I'm like, yo, I'm the type of person, I don't have time to think about what the fuck anybody's doing. That's your business. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect my life
at all.
As long as you don't cross any boundaries with me or disrespect me in any way or make me feel uncomfortable,
Right.
I ain't got no problem with you.
Right.
We cool.
Right.
We don't have no issues. It's not even that we can't be we could be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I have no issues with that. But the problem is now it's like, you know, like, fuck, I seen some shit where some transgender dude, damn, what, it was some shit to where it was so stupid, dude. Basically there was another, he was he pushed himself basically on another guy. And basically the guy's like, yo, you a dude. I don't want to, I don't mess with dudes. You know, you acting like you a girl, but you really a dude.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn, I forgot what the fuck happened. It was some sort of repercussion. Either he was, I forget, goddamn. And I wish I could have found that goddamn thing.
But you know what it is? I feel like even when it comes to that, like, again, circumstances, I guess, are everything, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know about you, but I've never been like felt uncomfortable. I think it's hitting on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a dude because, you know, again, it's like if you're that bold as, you know, whatever your gender is or sexual preference, whatever the case is, if you're that bold to push like that to get that type of reaction, it would be the same thing as if you were straight and you hit on a chick and you're overly aggressive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, it's ways of being able to, hey, you know, like you're not interested, keep it moving, whatever the case is. But if you're like overly aggressive and you get punched or whatever the fuck, or if let's say they do, you know, now there's a lot of guys that'll probably be tricked now. You know what I'm saying? And now it's gotten past the point of no return at some point. And then, you know, they get into situations. So it's just, you know, again, it's all in knowing what you're getting yourself into, like knowing the possibility of what could happen by, you know, your particular actions when it comes to that, to those types of situations. But again, I don't care. Like, it doesn't make no difference to me. It doesn't put $1 in my pocket.
Goddamn, do shit for me.
You know, it doesn't. It really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And people are just like, no, because it's this. And it's like, and they're trying to like force feed it, you know, to you. And it's like, I understand it. But now once you start going with the kids and this and all, look at
that's too much.
That's too much. The kids got to be kids. Let them pick. And, you know, they're going to figure it out anyway, you know, once they get more comfortable with themselves and shit.
I can't even watch fucking like Disney Channel without seeing two men being intimate or situations. I can't even watch TV. Like, I almost gotta, you know, pre-screen certain movies because everything now is sexualized.
And the undertone it's that undertone, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like that, like I said, it's sexualized, and then they might even flip it and be on some other shit and it's like, what the fuck? They just snuck it in there.
They snuck it in there. And then, because remember, these motherfuckers are smart. And when I say that, I'm talking about like subconsciously, like, you know, like TV producers, all of that. They know to a level, like you say, with the undertones. It might not be blatant, but it's that undertone that still goes to the subconscious that,
You remember like in the movies back in the day, they said like they'll be watching a movie at the movie theater, and all of a sudden like in one reel will be like a little popcorn,
like
some shit, and then
which you didn't consciously
see it, but now
but you saw it.
I want some guy. Now you start smelling the popcorn, and
right?
So it's kind of like that's kind of what's happening.
That's and it's all, but the thing is, it's always been happening for different reasons. Like even like in them old like even back in the days, they had like cartoons with like crazy shit that you was watching and you didn't even realize what the fuck you was watching. Like, hold the fuck on. Like kids wouldn't understand because they don't know anything about that. The ones that weren't exposed to it. But as an adult, you go back and watch certain things and you like, what the fuck was we watching?
Damn, Bert and Ernie were gay as fuck.
Gay as shit.
But
they were. They were. Yo, that shit is fucking crazy. That's when I don't know, even if I still believe that. I still
think it's just like, it's a coincidence and they blew it up to be that. But again, and I reiterate.
Right, yeah, because I don't truly believe that was the case. I think somebody just took that and ran with it. But if it was, we didn't fucking know.
Hey man, they covered it up. They did it good. And again, I don't care. Like it's not again, it's not that, but that's where it started. That's where it starts to like, they start to inception the fucking idea.
What I don't want to do, my thing is, well,
no, I mean, no, that's what's all good.
What my thing is, I don't want to have to, and this goes with anything, whether it's heterosexual sex or intimacy, or homosexual, intimacy or whatever the case may be. I don't want to have my child see something and I have to now sit down and explain certain things that I shouldn't be explaining to a child that's not even there.
Right.
But it's all over the fucking shows. Cartoon Network. If I was able to shut down or physically go in and fuck up every body that has anything to do with Cartoon Network, I would.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're, I don't,
you have a little dry throat.
Oh shit, you.
No, I'm good. Man.
Damn, man, I was supposed, we got caught up. I was supposed to bring out the beverage. I know, right? But Cartoon Network, what do you feel about Cartoon Network?
I don't really watch it, so I don't know.
Your daughter watch it?
Nah, she's YouTube Kids.
Oh, they don't even watch TV no more?
Like, nah, it's like TV is like...
Yo, do not let your child watch Cartoon Network. I don't support the channel, period. But
what's it?
After Cartoon Network is all kid stuff, right? And with children... you have, they have TVs in their rooms, they have cable and shit, to where they could watch their kid shows and shit. And then you put it on Cartoon Network and you thinking,
and
you walk away.
Yeah. It's the Disney Channel.
Exactly. Let 9 o'clock hit. Cartoon Network turns to Adult Swim.
I've heard of Adult Swim, and I've seen, but I just don't get some of the like. Is
That's Cartoon Network turns into Adult Swim. That's what it is. Yeah. It's adult, literal cartoon porn.
That's crazy.
That shit. I'm watching the type of shit. They had one episode to where it was like a rocket dick. Yeah.
Nah, but
as an adult, that shit is funny. Watching it as an adult, but knowing that that's what your child is exposed to. If they're in their room, they wake up in the middle of the night, it's straight child fucking porn. That shit, when I saw it, dog, I was fucking livid, dude.
I never got too much into it. Again, what is it they give South Park on? Is it Cartoon Network?
I think it might be Cartoon Network, yeah.
I just watch it like at work and shit, but I'm not big on TV like that. Honestly, if it's not like
what right,
I watch like CNBC nowadays. Like I watch like Discovery Channel.
Right, but see, that's another problem. It's we're talking about your child, not
Yeah,
necessarily
that's-
because I don't watch
but
TV like
that's the
that
thing,
either.
though. It's like we're not watching it, but you don't know what
You don't know what they're watching,
Yeah.
and
I didn't know Cartoon Network was the fucking devil.
it was the devil. It turns to the devil at 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure, for sure. Adult Swim, and then even Disney Channel at a certain time. It turns, you know, it's Nick at Night,
Yeah.
which shows, you know, it's not
It wasn't though, like,
heavy.
It wasn't like well now it's probably easier. But I remember when we were kids. After a certain time, it would be those wavy porn, the wavy channel porn, and you were trying to catch a glimpse of a titty. Shit. Oh, shit.
in the TV.
Watching that shit on no volume. And shit.
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah. That was a good example.
Those was
man.
good times.
Everybody said like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?"
good times. You have to
Titties?
like because the shit.
Yeah, so it's all wavy. And shit.
And then occasionally that bitch is straightened
Oh
up for
my
a minute.
God, for like 30 seconds.
30 seconds, nigga. Not 30 seconds. You talking about like
Yeah,
not
30
even
seconds.
3
It seemed like
seconds.
30 seconds.
Nigga. It seemed like 30
It seemed
seconds.
like a lifetime.
It was literally a second. That
Yeah,
bitch
like, it's
straightened out.
Oh
And
shit, you got a whole scene.
like, God damn it. I thought I saw something.
man,
You saw it just enough to get you
childhood,
going.
man, amazing childhood.
I know, but yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Kids are missing out.
They're missing out. They don't even fucking go outside anymore. But
No, but the thing is, they're missing out because it was like that's what we saw, right? So for us, it was whatever. Then when you actually did get, now it's like you want to see a titty, go see a titty, nigga. It's on fucking YouTube or it's on whatever.
just like that, whatever the fuck you want to
watch,
see,
It's not, there's no like
intrigue or
Intrigue, exactly.
like
You know what I'm
like
saying?
everything. They're so numb to everything.
yeah.
Yo, it's crazy. It's a fucking technology. Once again, is a gift and a curse, man. That shit is crazy. But anyway, this was another episode of the Garage Billionaire podcast, and you know we just today we talked about current events. You know we wasn't really on the
If you guys
too
have
much
any
business.
ideas or things if you have any comments or ideas, right, or anything,
Yeah.
you could leave a little comment and we'll see if we could bring it up on a future
episode.
episode. So definitely we're always looking for stuff to kind of give our opinion and twist on. So
Right. Yeah. Send your comments, or I should say leave a comment.
yeah, leave a comment.
Definitely subscribe and like
Definitely.
if you appreciate any of this. And, we just keeping it 100% real.
Yeah.
And that's what we
and
do.
mind you, we mean no offense to nobody. We're not,
If you offended, then fuck it.
Yeah,
because we're keeping it 100%
We're not trying to offend you,
real.
but if you do
we're
get
not
offended-
trying to offend you because, like I said, with anything, it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Just like you can be offended,
Right.
from something I say. Shit, maybe I'm offended that you offended that you don't you
I'm
don't
a
see
matter
my
of
views.
fact, I'm offended.
I'm
that you're
offended that
they're
you're
offended.
offended.
So that's what it's coming to. That's what it's coming down to.
Exactly.
That's what it's
Society is so sensitive now. We don't mean no harm. We just keeping it 100% real. And peace to everybody. We love everybody.
Peace out.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, have a good night.
Good night, baby.
Yo, EA, bring that back. They be all in my fit. This they be all in my fit. This they be all in my fit. 23, 23.